Hey guys, it's me, ZB, and I thought today we could do something fun and do our first ever Tea Time Thursday. Now, I do have this cutesy little book of a bunch of topic ideas, but I have one that has come up a lot on my Twitch that we tend to talk about. But again, stories are too long, and I'm always preoccupied with the game to be talking about it, and the video or like the story just keeps getting interrupted. So I thought that could be a first fun idea for our Tea Time Thursday. But I do want to let you know, get warm, get cozy, grab a blanket, light up a candle. You best believe that I have a candle lit right now because come on, it's vanilla scented and it's winter right now. So yeah, sorry if I'm looking rough. I did just wake up from a nap to film this because I'm so tired, but I need to get back onto a regular content schedule, you guys, or y'all are gonna kill me. But I do plan to release 1 to 3 videos this week. Hopefully, 1 to 2 more TikToks and Instagram posts, all that. So please don't come at me. Okay, I'm trying. But anyways, for today, the first ever Tea Time Thursday, I'm thinking we're going to be talking about glow ups. Now, are glow ups good or bad? Because what I like to say is, it's not just your face changing, babes. Your personality is going to change with the glow up. Your life is going to change with the glow up. Everything that you know about yourself, the world, reality, everything changes as soon as you become pretty. And that might be an overstatement to some people, but you guys, as someone, when you go from being ugly to pretty, you notice the pretty privilege. You notice a difference on how people treat you. All of this. So what happens when your friend is going through a glow up? Are y'all are gonna stick together? Y'all gonna break up? What could happen, right? What the flip? Anyways, sorry, I got a weird notification on my phone. But anyways, let's get into it, y'all. Like honestly, pause, insert ZB here. Hey y'all, basically, um, this is gonna be a very long video. I'm gonna point that out right now. One, because it's not edited at all. There's not gonna be like when I'm talking about everything, I don't want there to be a single cut at all. Just because I want this to be more of like if we were having a conversation or like if we were literally like hanging out, like literally just hanging out as besties and we were talking and you asked me about it. So basically, you're gonna hear me like either stutter, I have brain farts maybe, or not be able to say words. And I understand that, and I could take this out, but I really just didn't want to. So yeah, I apologize for that, but I feel like that adds a little charm to it. So back to the video. Alrighty, let's get this show on a roll. First things up, I'm gonna define what a glow up is. It's basically when someone goes from being ugly and then like they just become pretty. Um, I hate this so much because usually when people are like, I grew up, honey, you just grew up. You didn't glow up. You're comparing yourself from when you're 14 to 15 to 17, 18. One thing about like this journey of becoming pretty and fitting into who you are is maturing and growing up and learning who you are, and that comes with time, honestly. So to all like anyone who's young out there thinking I'm so ugly, honey, no you're not. You're young. I can like guarantee tell you, when I was 14 or 15, I thought it was ugly, but that's literally one because I needed time to learn, okay, what personality is my definitive self gonna be like? What is gonna make me me? That's the number one. That's a very big thing that people struggle with when they're younger. And that's a big part into going into a glow up. Because as pretty as you are, like surface wise, if you have a good personality to match that, makes you 10 times even more gorgeous, right? Next, this is the big thing for my girls out there and guys, makeup, hair, like how you dress, how you present yourself, all these things go into what make you quote unquote attractive, like face level or at face value. I can tell you right now, when I was like 15, did I know to wear makeup? No, I looked worse with the makeup on than without it. And you know what? That's just something you learn with time, because one thing about makeup is we all have different faces, okay? We all have different skin types. Everything is just so different. You really need to work and just try out different things, experiment, do all this to figure out what your makeup type is. And it's the same thing with hair too. It's gonna take a while, it's gonna take experimenting to figure out honestly what works for you. So that's why I don't like glow ups, because basically in between that time period of when you were ugly and glowing up, that should be normal. That's you experimenting with your look, seeing what sticks, seeing what doesn't, seeing what you like, seeing what other people might like, opinion, all of this. So, do I think it's fair to call yourself ugly when you're young? No, because you don't have time to like when you're comparing yourself from 14 to 17, you have such a big time difference on what you learn and your knowledge into making you look attractive. But that's not what this video is about. Video is about what can happen to people. Now, I have three big stories on glow ups. Okay, I have my own story. I have and then I have two friend stories. Okay, one friend, me and her had a mutual disconnect. Basically, we just stopped talking over time. Because we disagreed on something and apparently we couldn't really work through it, but it's okay, right? Second friend, we broke up on very bad terms, and I want to let you know that in both these stories there was two underlying very big issues with the other girl, and I'm not gonna sit here and be like, nah, I wasn't like that. 100% I was like that, but you just gotta figure it out. You kind of gotta thug it out basically and get over it in a sense about what we're gonna talk about. And that is the biggest like issue with glow ups is insecurities, because one thing, and I'm gonna let you know this right now, the world will treat you so vastly different as soon as you become attractive. It is so much nicer and crueler in a twisted way, because on a superficial level you're gonna get more compliments, you're gonna get like all like more attention, you're gonna get all of this, right? But then you kind of lose credibility, because the amount of people that will not see you for what you like for what you are on a deeper level is insane. But those are some stories for other times. If y'all are interested, let me know and I will do some story times on that. But at face value, when you become attractive, people will treat you different. And I want to point that out right now. That's not like me just saying that, that is a point proven fact. Okay? Anyways, let's get started. Insecurities. Yeah, that was the biggest issue in all of these relationships. And that will be an issue, because although realistically your face has changed, your body has changed, any of these have changed so that you're being more attractive, what hasn't? Your brain, your mind, your personality, the way you perceive things. Honestly, when you glow up, you're still gonna have the same insecurities, even if they aren't warranted, just because you're not used to like your new self in a sense. So you're gonna let the insecurities of your old self still dictate your life, which is shitty, but it's the truth. Again, you need time to like come into like accepting who you now are. Basically, I'm talking like as if like these people are getting plastic surgery or something, but whatever. Basically, that's just the thing. Is you're gonna be insecure. It's a given. It's expected. It's understandable, right? Now I know other people may not see like understand that or see that, because they'll be like, "You're so pretty. How can you be insecure?" That's not fair to say to anyone. That 100% is not fair to say, and that is because a lot of people right now, they get told such mean things, even if they're the most drop dead gorgeous person ever. They will still deal with so many negative comments of being like overrated, I don't see blah blah whatever, stupid shit like that. So someone can be insecure about anything. Now obviously there's gonna be people that fake it and shit like that, but there's people who fake everything, okay? So you kinda just gotta digress. But whatever. Anyways, let's get into the first story. I think just to start off on a clean slate, I'm gonna start with myself, okay? I wanna point out that I didn't start becoming quote unquote attractive or getting attention or like whatever till around grade 10, 11. more on the grade 11, but I would say that my glow up or whatever officially stopped in grade 12. That's when I kind of was like my best looking. I figured out my hair, makeup, clothes, all of that, right? But in grade 11, I have other friends who were affected by like whatever, right? And I want to point out that me personally, I was on Accutane, which really did cloud my judgment and lean me into like being more insecure and negative about myself rather than regular because yeah, also grade 11 was time I was losing all my acne and stuff like that. But I want to say that did cloud my judgment in a warped way. Now, one thing that I didn't understand when becoming pretty is not you don't need to like give everyone who gives you attention. They are not entitled to your attention because they say you're pretty or they say you're gorgeous or they give you a compliment, anything like that. If you don't want to talk to this person or interact with them or you're weirded out by them or anything like that, you do not need to give them attention. It's not you being mean. It's not you being a bitch. It's nothing like that. You gotta stick up for yourself. That's the number one thing. Is when I first started like becoming prettier, I always saw I'm like, oh my god, someone's going through all this work to give me attention. Like I need to reciprocate it. Like you know what, I gotta put an effort. Like no, I did not need to do that. I did not need to give them time of day if I didn't want to. I did not need to accept their Snapchat if I didn't want to. Nothing. Because realistically, most these guys that are doing it, they know what they're looking for. It's very easy to tell like if someone's insecure just by an outwardly appearance, whether you're slouching, you're more like conservative in the sense that you're more to yourself, you said all these things. It's very easy, and that's why insecure women can get preyed on very easily, is because men can tell. They know. They will go in on that. Okay? People will use and abuse you if you let them. So, my number one advice is don't be a doormat. Okay? That, out of my experience, that is what I can tell you. Number two, a lot of people are going to be rude to you based on how you look. They're gonna think they can get away with stuff what they should absolutely not be getting away with because you're now pretty. And because of that, you're not smart, you lack brains, you're a doormat, right? That's what they think. Most people do think attractive people are doormats. Why? I could not tell you. I truthfully could not. Is it valid? No. So do not be a doormat. Again, if you do not want to interact, talk, you do not have to. These people are not entitled to a single thing. Whether you give someone attention, that should be coming from you, honey. No one else. But yeah, that was again, number one biggest thing I suffered. Number two also was the fact that people will treat you weirdly and you kind of just like, yay, or like you're in, like whatever, right? But that's basically it for my story on it. I don't have anything like crazy, fun, entertaining, but these other two, oh my god, they are crazy. But let's get started on the story of me and my other best friend. Do I have notes? Yes, because am I always all over the place? Also, yes, but this is supposed to just be me yapping. So, I actually don't give a fuck. But basically, first story is me and this girl. Let's give her a fake name. We're gonna go with Yasmin because I don't know why, but I've been in love with that name recently. So me and Yasmin became friends through work. And basically we were like this. We got along very well. And actually she was closer friends with my twin sister, but then my twin sister quit and then they kind of stopped communicating as much and then me and her got very close. And there is a very big thing of we had one thing that got into an issue was the cultural difference. I'm not someone that usually makes that as a big issue, but there is a genuine disconnect there with her. I'm not saying that in a bad way. She just truthfully did not understand sometimes. And it's nothing bad, nothing crazy, but it's whatever, right? That wasn't the issue in the friendship. The issue was she was very insecure for a while, and that would project on me in ways that I was not very comfortable with. in the sense that, like, when she would come over to my house to have sleepovers, right? She would be snapping these guys that are like 2, 3 years older than her. Mind you, we were friends when we were like six. This was happening when we were 16, maybe 17. So she's snapping guys that are like 19 to like 21, which is just so wrong in so many different levels. And it's a big issue because these older guys, and this is same applicable for men too. Older women can be like crazy too, y'all. But I'm just gonna be using it from a girl, like a girl's guy perspective in that sense, mainly because that's I'm a girl, so I'm gonna be talking about it, and these are my stories. So I'm gonna be talking about it as if. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but yeah, basically all this shit's applicable for both genders. I'm gonna point that out right now. There's creeps on both sides of the spectrum, like everything, okay? But anyway, she be snapping these guys, and these guys know like what they're doing. There's a reason why they're okay snapping a 16, 17-year-old girl. It's because one, they can't pull people their own age for reasons. Two, they know it's easy. They know it's so easy to get the attention they want, convince them, manipulate them, because they don't know anything else. They haven't like gone through anything to learn. Like they're still babies, right? So they don't know anything. So it was very. I was kind of like, maybe don't snap these guys that are this much older, and it's kind of whatever, right? She at the end of the day, I'm not gonna be someone that's like, what the fuck I'm not gonna judge her. I understood that she was going through an awkward phase where she was glowing up, and I can understand that because I went through that phase. But whatever. At sleepovers at my house, she'd be snapping these guys at my house, literally, and it got to the point where she would not even like take if I'm snapping someone or guys whatever bitch, I'm snapping with friends, I'm showing my life, whatever. I don't care about that. She did care about that. She would literally go lock herself in my bathroom for like 20 minutes, take photos, and then like I'm like, okay. They were nothing like R rated or anything, but she would just did not want me in them at all, and I'm like, okay, you know what, I find that a bit weird and kind of annoying because it's supposed to be like we're supposed to be hanging out girl to girl and like hanging out, baking, talking, all this, but you're running away into my bathroom to snap people because you don't want me in photos. I will literally move to the side. Whatever, right? That was one thing that irked me. The second thing is her boyfriend, and this is the big disagreement that we fought over, is she was very insecure. Like, I'm not trying to be mean. I have my insecurities too. I just don't let them dictate my life because I've hit the point where it just doesn't matter. There's gonna be people that will always love you, people that matter, and there's gonna be people that will always hate no matter what you do. I could donate $20 billion to charity and people will still shit on me. Do I care? No. Because you know what? That's just life. You gotta roll with it, thug it out. Um, but whatever, right? And the issue I had is this guy was telling her everything right, feeding into everything, but he was pulling her away from me and my other friend. Fast forward a year, okay? So we're like 17 at this point, and there's another girl in the picture. There's three of us now. It's me. We're gonna call her JJ. That's not her actual name. And then Yasmin, right? Three of us, three girls, three musketeers. We were literally like this, right? Always hanging out, always going out, whatever. Insecurity thing, whatever, mind you. And then later she got a boyfriend, right? And this guy, I did not like him at all. And that's not being like me being an overprotective friend or jealous or anything like that. This guy was kind of iffy, if you know what I mean. He just did things that any good friend would notice and kind of be like, okay, that's weird. The first thing is when I would call her over for sleepovers, she would be with him and she wouldn't pull up to my house to sleep over till 2 in the morning, which is like, I don't know. I find that kind of rude because it's like at that point my mom is questioning me. She's like, "Where's your friend? Why isn't your friend here?" It's like 1:30 in the morning, like all that, right? And I'm just like, "Oh, you know what? I'm making up excuses, right?" Realistically, I called her like 4 times. I'm like, "Hey, where are you? Why aren't you coming?" And her boyfriend would be in the background laughing, and I'm like, "Honey, I know you're not." ditching my sleepover because you're with your boyfriend you see all the time, right? But whatever. I thugged out. I didn't care too much. It's whatever. Secondly, when we went out, this was a girls' night out. It was supposed to be just be me, JJ, and Yasmin. Yasmin brought her boyfriend because he drove her, right? I drove me and Yasmin because I could drive, but he drove her. And you know what? Instead of being like a normal boyfriend and leaving, he joined us. And I'm like, okay, weird, whatever, I guess. Like girls' night plus this girl's fucking boyfriend, whatever. Which I don't like that. If it's girls' night, we said it's girls' night. Like you should not be bringing a man. But anyways, on that night, if me and JJ try to like interact, like at one point we were dancing because they're playing music and we are just having fun, we're living it up. If we try to do any of that with Yasmin, her boyfriend would literally pull her away from us. And I'm like, sir, what the fuck are you doing? You got invited to girls' night out and you're pulling your girl away from her girls. What the fuck you? Mind you, we weren't doing anything crazy. We literally were just dancing. You know what? Like, I can't dance, by the way, so it's shitty dancing. And we're literally just having fun, talking, like laughing, all that. And he did not let her hang out with us at all. If you would have saw us, you would have thought it's two separate people hanging out. Me and JJ, and then Yasmin and her boyfriend. You would not think we had all came together to hang out, right? And then secondly, it was laser tag, okay? When we got into the arena, bitch, they were fucking gone. They left me and JJ alone. And I'm like, okay, whatever, I guess. But it was fun nonetheless. You know, JJ and me, I love her to bits and pieces. You know, she's a great friend. We're still friends. And that night was actually really fun and funny for us because something crazy happened, which I'm not going to talk about. But something crazy did happen that night, and that made it fun. But whatever. After that night, we try to bring it up to her that, like, hey, this is kind of weird. We were trying to hang out with you all night, and your boyfriend literally did not let us hang out with you at all. And mind you, this happened again at another situation. Basically, we had gone to a party. Mind you, we paid like $30 to get in. It was like we paid to get there, basically. And we were invited those two because I'm like, obviously, I'm not gonna invite a girl who has a boyfriend without the boyfriend. So, you know, it's open invitation, but it's me, my twin, Yasmin, and her boyfriend. And mind you, when we get there, we run into two of my friends I had at one of my at my Catholic school. And so basically, at that point, it became a group of six. But whenever me and my twin and then my two other friends, mind you, there were two other guys, nothing like that, nothing weird, but whatever. Whenever we would get up to go dance because it's a fucking party, guess who would be sitting in the corner not doing shit? Yasmin and her boyfriend. Mind you, again, would not let us dance with her, nothing, no interactions, literally. And then they left early. They showed up like 30 minutes late and then left early without even telling us, which is like, okay, babes, insane, but whatever. Whatever. I can't and won't judge at this point. I don't care. But yeah, that's basically how that night went. And then I think the final, like, my final straw was basically I was driving on lunch and I was like driving home and I was with my friend and I'm like, oh my god, that's my girl. That's Yasmin, right? And mind you, we're still very close, but at this point she had not been answering my texts or she would always pull out the boyfriend excuse. And I'm like, girl, it's like one day I'm asking you to hang out and you're like, no. And I'm like, okay, whatever, right? And basically, literally, I saw her walking back to class and I pulled up and I'm not even trying to be mean, but at this point, this girl looked miserable. And I'm like, okay, whatever, right? I'm not even trying to like play anything up, but she just did not look like the light she had when we were friends completely gone. She just looked so sad, so whatever, right? And mind you, I'm not trying to completely blame this on her boyfriend or whatever. She did go through something, and I was trying to be there for her, but literally, she was like, did not want me. And I, you know what, at that point, I had realized, I'm like, okay, I need to take a step back because this is she doesn't want me. I can see that she understands that me and her boyfriend do not get along, and if she's gonna choose him over our like 2 year, 3 year friendship, there's nothing I can do about that, you know? She found someone when she was down. They thugged it out. They're together still. I'm gonna understand, take a step back. But I pulled up next to them, like, hey girl, oh my god, it's been so long. Like, why don't you text me? Like, you know what? We should hang out again sometime soon. She didn't even answer. Her fucking man's answer and goes, we're running late for class. Pardon me, Queen, speak up. Tell your boy to shut the fuck up and come talk to me. I missed you. I love this girl. But you know what? At that point, I'm like, you know what? Um, she doesn't want to take any warnings I had or my other friend had. Nothing like that. We really can't do anything about this. It's just best if I take a step back and kind of stop talking. And you know what? When I stop talking or initiating, we both stop talking. So that's that for that relationship. And honestly, unfortunately, it was the insecurities that got to her that kind of led her to make a lot of dumb decisions. But I can't even blame her because we all do shit like that. And you know what? I have nothing but love for this girl. And I can understand that you think you found someone forever. And maybe this person is like the one in a million that is. So if you want to ruin our friendship over that, by all means, I'm not one to judge because at the end of the day, I cannot force you to be my friend. I cannot have any expectations, whatever, right? So that's basically how that friendship ended. And you know what? Over the course of it, her personality did change. You know, like everyone's does. She started becoming more subconscious of things she wore, how she looked, things like that. And I'm just like, it's not that deep, honestly. Sorry. Very thirsty. And you know what? I hope now she's doing better, dealing with things great. None of my business, okay? Now, for the second friend, the my tummy grumbled. I am so sorry. For the second friend, the juicy friend, the toxic friend, okay? Now, in the first story, we had a friend who, because of her insecurities, she decided to put boy and male attention above us. And not a negative way, but kind of a way that distanced us. This one, she put it in a fucking negative way. And that is the root of all evil, y'all. And these glow ups, it's the validation that the opposite gender will give you. That is the root of all evil in glow ups, okay? And I want to point that out right now. Y'all can quote that. Literally. Because this girl. Oh, pick me to the moon. To the moon. Okay, I like how this whole thing is about glow, so I'm just talking about my ex friends. But whatever, it's fine. It goes hand in hand, okay? Um, this girl, I tell you, was crazy for male attention and validation. Insane. But you know what? You do you, okay? Some people need it, some people don't. Some people don't care. And I really just don't think you shouldn't care. Because there's, like, this goes for girls and guys. There's so many people. There's so many fucking people on this earth, okay? I can guarantee you, you will find someone who likes you, whether it's superficially or not. Like, whatever, right? But, okay, basically, at this point, this is my last year of high school when my blow up was done, solidified. I had the blonde hair. I had like this balayage, blondish hair. The makeup was giving, everything, right? And I was in a friend group, and this girl's also, she weaseled her way in. One, I did not invite her to this friend group. She literally just started following me and joined it by herself. Okay? I want to point that out right fucking now. Um, but whatever. We're calm. We're civil, right? Mind you, I want to point out this friend group was composed of girls and guys, and one thing we based our friendship on is literally none of the girls had any sort of like or attraction to any of the guys in the group, and that is a very important thing That is literally one of the most important things ever if you want to mix gender friend group to work. Is you can't have people liking each other because then they're gonna start dating, then they're gonna break up, and it's become messy, and then all this, right? So that was one thing that we pride ourselves on. This girl did not give a fuck. And the issue is me, my twin, we were in the same friend group. Okay, let me spell this up. Okay, it's me, my twin, my bestie, my girl. We're gonna call her, oh, I don't know. We're gonna call her Blondie because she had very iconic platinum blonde hair. Then we're gonna go Cutie because she's so cute and I love her. We're gonna go the ex friend. We're gonna call her we're gonna call her Brittany. Okay, we're gonna call her ex friend Brittany. Remember that. And then we had the guys. So it was like three guys. Okay, 3, 4 guys, depending on the time, right? And basically, me and all the girls besides Brittany have somewhat more the same style of makeup. Okay, we went more into like the heavier, hardcore, like long lashes or extensions. You know, the full faces, the highlight, the thick contour, all this, right? Which is basically Latina girl makeup. Now, I have a toned down version of that for sure because I don't do the falsies. My twin has very similar makeup in the sense that we kind of aim for that, not the same look, but it's kind of the same, right? And the other two girls also. That's just kind of the look we gave off. There's different looks that girls give off. It's like the baddie, the cutesy, the like clean girl, anything like that, right? We leaned heavily into like makeup, like baddie makeup, to put it in the lack of better terms. And Brittany, she did cutesy makeup, and there's nothing wrong with that. It honestly suited her so well. This girl was very pretty, okay? And she just did her makeup differently, which basically entitles a different type of attraction you're gonna get, okay? It's just like the guys that were attracted to the all four of us are going to be different than the guys attracted to her just because it's all about preference, right? The same way the guys that we liked were different than the guys she liked, you know? And I'm not saying we're copy and paste, but it's whatever, right? The way, like, if you kind of are more assertive looking or that's just your personality and stuff, you kind of attract what you give off, right? So you're gonna get more assertive people. She got the more quiet, cutesy, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just we got a lot of attention and most of it we didn't want, but we got it. And she honestly got jealous of that, which was really sad because she did get attention. It's just you kind of gotta look for it, right? If you're not looking, you're never gonna find what you're looking for, right? But whatever, right? I'm gonna say whatever so many times. Oh my god, I just realized that. Pause. Y'all should take a shot for every time I say whatever. Fun drinking game. But, anyways, basically, yeah. She kind of was getting, like, irked out by the male attention we're getting, which is like, girl, you know we didn't want it. Like, you know how these guys talked about us, like, treated us, all this shit. You know we did not want them, right? But that irked her, I guess. And basically, she thought she would have to make it up by, like, flirting with two of the guys in the group. Yeah. Long silent pause. Because one, they didn't want her because these guys also the same understanding that they're not gonna like anyone in the friend group because that's gonna throw everything into an unhealthy balance. And two, again, these guys did not like the cutesy look. They wanted a full face baddie. None of us. They did not want us. I want to point that out right now. But that's what they were looking for. Not cutesy and demure like her. And mind you, there's nothing wrong with that. I want to point that out. But literally, the high school we went to was so fucking ghetto that all these guys thought they deserved like these baddies or whatever. They did not. They were all like 5'6", 5'7", and pieces of shit. But that's the type of entitlement they thought. When you go out and explore more, you're gonna find people that will literally appreciate you for what you are and appreciate the cutesiness, okay? But whatever. Anyways, um, I lost my thought process. Okay, wait, no, I'm coming back. She would flirt with these guys, and mind you, she'd be like, "No, I'm not flirting. I'm not flirting." Brittany, shut the fuck up. You know you're fucking flirting, honey. Like, I can't because the way she would flirt, like the way she would talk to them is like, ways that I've seen people flirt. Or me, if I'm gonna jokingly flirt with someone, that's how I would do it. And I'm like, what the fuck? Because, okay, firstly, this girl, every time with one of the guys, we're gonna call him boy number one. With boy number one, she would always be like, I can beat you in a race. I can do this. I'm so much stronger than you. I'm like this and that. I'm like, uh, um, okay. And at first, I didn't think it was weird. But then every conversation was like that. And then I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh, flip. I do the same shit when I like someone, though. Not my friend, not my homeboy, not boy number one who I fucking hated. Low key hate. We're not gonna get into it. But that every time they would talk, it's like, I can beat you in a race. I'm faster. I'm stronger. Honey, no, you weren't. Okay, I'm gonna be the first to admit my athleticism not the greatest. Um, I had like this guy freakishly fast, like beyond. Basically, I like smacked him upside the head. I had like a 10-second head start. This boy caught me in like -2. How? I don't know, but he did, and almost threw me off a bridge. But whatever, girl. It got to the point. I'm like, honey, you gotta chill it. And two, this would be so funny, but if I didn't have my car or someone else didn't have their car, we would walk to this college campus by us. And basically, whenever we were walking, it's like a two-person path. I usually be talking to my twin sister or Blondie, because baddie or cutie, any of them. I'd usually be talking with the girls. Guys would be talking to the guys. Guess who was there next to boy number one or two? You best believe it. You best believe it. It was her every time. And I'm like, okay, whatever. And mind you, I didn't find anything weird about it because I'm like, whatever. This is my best friend. I had best friend blindness. And I'm like, okay. But then it all came ahead mainly in two ways. Okay, one, I guess they're both the same. This Blondie, my love, she threw her birthday party. Mind you, she had two parties. She had one for her close friends, which she called her family. So her family being like the whole friend group and like a couple of other people, but that's her family. And then just a party, right? So at this party, Brittany decides to drink. Now, mind you, she is a small girl, 100%. She was like 5'3", 110 pounds, 115, maybe 20. I have no idea. But in that range, but she had 3 drinks, okay? I don't know about you, but the way she was acting, you would have thought she just jugged a whole bottle of Tito's in the back. This girl could not stand. She couldn't lean on walls. She had to lean on either boy one or two. And then basically, I got really annoyed because at some point I was taking care of her for the whole time she was there and quote unquote drunk. Because I'm like, oh my god, my friend's drunk. I need to take care of her. I don't want anything bad like God forbid anything happens to her, right? So I'm taking care of her. Mind you, at this birthday party, I had a friend who drove about an hour and a half to come hang out with me and see me, and he's a sweetheart, right? We're best friends, right? He came that far to hang out with me and hang out with the other people there, and I'm literally taking care of this girl the whole night, and he's obviously awkward, right? Because he doesn't want to he's not really doing anything unless I'm like asking for help dealing with her, right? I think one time we had to carry her up the fucking stairs. I had to prop this girl over my shoulder. He had to prop her over his shoulder, and we both had to carry her up, right? And then whatever, right? And then night comes, she has to go home early. Okay, whatever. Shows up late, goes home early. Iconic. Um, and at this point, we had literally carried her up the stairs, and we're so freaked out because it's her older brother or her dad or someone's picking her up, and we're like, okay, this girl's strong. I'm panicking, right? And I'm literally sitting there, I'm like, hey, you need to sober the fuck up right now because your parents are gonna pick you up. They're gonna kill you. right? And because again, we're all like 17, 18 during those, but whatever. I'm like, you need to like sober the fuck up right now, right? And she's like, okay, okay, blah blah. She walks out drunk, and obviously I'm kind of watching her. Tell me why this girl walks out stumbling, stumbling. As soon as she gets on the stairs, bitch, you better believe I thought she was walking for Vogue. And mind you, I've seen people sober up quickly first. Like, they don't be walking like that. And at that point, I'm like, okay, weird, whatever, right? But then I stopped caring, right? I'm like, she texted the group, oh, she got home safe, whatever, right? So at that point, I'm like, thank God her parents didn't find out, whatever, right? And then we go back, we have fun, call it night, I go home, whatever. Right? It's the next day. This girl then shares the photo she took at the party, right? While she was so and called drunk. Honey, she was posing in all of them. And I'm like, bitch, what the fuck? And Blondie, she was like, I leaked my name. Oh my god. It's okay, actually, okay. She's like, you're not gonna believe at all. Like, look at these photos. You're literally, Brittany pretended to be drunk at this party. And I'm like, nah, there's no way. And then I'm looking at the photos. She's doing 0.5s like this. Honey, she's posing in all of them. She's like, mind you, that's my fucking pose. She took that shit from me. I was the originator of the pouty face in our friend group, at least, okay? Because, big eyes. It looked great. But yeah, most photos I take, I'm doing like a pouty face. And then she started doing that. And I'm looking at these, so I'm like, huh. And you know what? I'm still giving her the benefit of the doubt. But the whole thing about the whole sober walk and acting fine of her parents, that's starting to sink in a little bit. I'm like, okay. But then I go back and I'm rereading this girl's typing. It's flawless. She texted us flawlessly. And I'm like, oh my god, she did not. She did not do that for attention. That's insane. Insane, right? So I'm like, whatever. You know what? Maybe it's a placebo effect. I would still give you the benefit of the doubt. But then, like, other things from the night started coming up as, like, red flags because when she was so cold drunk, she basically was like, I'm so fat, I'm so fat. And I was trying to feed her Cheetos to sober up. She's like, no, if I eat Cheetos, I'm gonna get fat. Honey, I eat like a whole family bag. And you don't want to eat one? What look is that gonna give my fat ass if you don't eat one? Because you don't want to get fat. But whatever, right? And that irked Blondie the wrong way. Because you know what? She can sense bullshit from a mile away. I love her for that. Because she's like, this girl's quite literally the smallest one in our group, and she's talking about she's so fat. Like, that's kind of fucked up. She knows she's not gonna get fat off of a fucking Cheeto, right? And I'm like, yeah, but she was drunk. And then she goes, bitch, she wasn't fucking drunk. I'm like, oh, you're right. Because then basically everyone went and was like, yeah, no, you're not fat, honey, you're not. And shit like that. And I'm like, okay, whatever, right? That's basically how that night ended. She faked being drunk for attention. Let's go on to the next party, the family dinner, okay? This Blondie, for this party, she went all out. She literally booked like a reservation for like a 5-star restaurant, was covering the food. We drove down in a limo. She rented a limo for all of us to go in. Like, we literally had to be dressed to the nines, like heels, dresses, bougie, AF. It was so fun, so amazing. Like, amazing night. I loved her, right? It was a great birthday party. Um, Tell me why it hits the end of the night. And mind you, none of the girls takes photos with Brittany because she will post the ugliest fucking photo of you. Yep, she did it to me, where she posted a photo of me and her, and I'm half blinking. I'm kind of like, that's basically what I looked like, but imagine like a huge white flash to the point where I look like a white. Like, imagine taking this light. This is basically what my face looked like. Imagine posting a photo of your friend like that. That's what she fucking did. And obviously, I didn't give a fuck because I'm like, yeah, I know I'm not fucking photogenic, right? But that was a very funny photo. I actually loved it. But other people, they're like, nah, bitch, we're not getting fucking done dirty by this hoe. I'm like, okay, that's valid. So basically, we're low key avoiding taking photos with her or having her take photos of us. But we're taking photos with her. She's included in everything, all that, right? Um, Now, basically, at the end of this dinner, we were trying to take, mind you, I'm giving all my attention to the birthday girl, as one should. We all are. And at the end of the night, she is kind of grabbing us, like the girls, for a photo. And while that's happening, Brittany, she tries to grab me for a photo. And I'm like, no, 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 come here, let's take the photo with the birthday girl, right? So I'm in the photo with the birthday girl. And while that happens, Brittany takes a photo with one other girl and then all the guys without any of the girls. And we're like, mind you, I'm like, Brittany's like, or not Brittany, sorry, Blondie's like, my twin's like, QT like, QT's boyfriend's like, all that, right? Because we were the only ones not in the fucking photo, right? And mind you, Blondie, standing on business, calls her out. She's like, no way, I paid for your dinner, drove you here, and you took a photo with all the guys and not us. Insane, right? And she said it in a jokingly but like serious way. And then we kind of like left. But after that, we were like, what the skibbity? Like, for literally a lack of better words, we were I don't even know. Like, we were just so shell shocked, y'all. Like, it was crazy. Imagine your best friend doing that. Insane, right? So, whatever. I digress. Comes the next night after the dinner, and Blondie, she calls me. She's like, "You're not gonna believe what Brittany bought me for my birthday. Her 18th birthday, by the way." I'm like, "Oh my god, what'd she get you?" And she goes, "She got me a like $5 lip gloss and a blush in a color I would never wear." I'm like, ah, ah, right? That's crazy. Just here's the thing. As girls who wear makeup, we know what other girls who wear makeup is gonna be. Like what they wear, what they want, right? Blondie, she wore usually like like a bright pinky lip gloss, and she had like thick mascara, white what? Like her makeup was very like what's the word? It was very easy to tell what she would wear and what she would like. Same with me. No one's gonna look at me and buy me like a orange or neon pink lipstick because they know I would not wear that. They know I'm wearing browns. They know I wear dark colors. They're not gonna buy me a bright pink nothing like that, right? She bought the girl who wears bright pink glosses a clear gloss, which you might be like, it's clear, she can wear it over everything. Honey, this girl never wears clear gloss. Never once in a million years have I ever seen her wear anything that isn't pink on her lips. Right? And then she bought her like a dark brown blush. I'm like, girl, there's no fucking way. Mind you, for my 18th birthday, you know what she got me? She got me a phone case. She got me a phone case and a face moisturizer. I shit you not. That is what she got me for my birthday. And that's mainly from the fact that she'll buy people things that she thinks that they should have, but not necessarily what they would want. But you know what? For boy number one, you know what she bought him? She bought him a whole Sephora skincare like routine. And we're like, okay. And we were just kind of gobsmacked by this because even the guys, like the guys in our friend group, did better jobs buying us makeup gifts and that. Because you know what? At least what they did, they just gave us a gift card. They're like, we have no idea. Here's a gift card. I respect it. If you don't know what to get someone or you don't understand fully what they would like, yes, get them a gift card. That's not mean. That's not hurtful. It's honestly thoughtful because you're like, I want you to get something that you really like. Pick it out yourself. I don't want to pick it out for you. Because you know what? We have different tastes. They may clash. I want you to get something you'll be happy with. Makes sense, right? So at that point, we were kind of like, okay, we need to sit down and talk to this girl. Because some things, they just aren't adding up, right? And mind you, she did a bunch of other fucked up shit during the friendship. I wouldn't get me wrong. It wasn't just the fact that she was really only cared about the guys' attention or giving them more attention than the girls. Um, she would literally like, there's so many fucked up things this girl did. For starters, she would leave garbage and shit in all of our cars. So, mind you, I would drive my mom's car, and I wasn't supposed to be driving anyone at that time. Like my parents did not, they did not want. I was like freshly licensed, right? There was like so much can go wrong. Don't drive your friends, whatever, right? So I snuck and hid it like any teenager would. Um, and she would leave garbage in my car, and my mom would catch on to it so fast. She's like, why is there garbage in our car? Like, I know it's just you and your twin up here. Like, why are you having other people? And I'm like, bug. Another time, she spilled a drink. Like, she would spill drinks in our cars and she would try to not clean them up. But one time, Blondie was there and she made Brittany clean up the spill with her own sleeve. And it's so funny. She left an open bottle of Coke in Blondie's car. And basically, Blondie almost got grounded and in trouble because her mom thought she was driving around boys and stuff. Because I don't even know. Whatever, right? So basically, she had no respect for our cars, which is insane because we would be driving her around, all that, right? She had no respect for our items at all, which is not funny because these cars are expensive. They're not like cheap, like my current car, if she were to make a mess in it, I don't give a fuck. It's a cheap car. That's fine. Yes, I would still expect you to have respect because it is a car, it's a vehicle. But these cars, one, not my car. It's my parents' car. You cannot disrespect that. That's so insanely rude to disrespect that. Two, you're disrespecting your other girl's car. And mind you, this girl is kind of like, she was driving around like a sports car basically. And she was dirtying it up and making it gross. Why? Just why? Why you gotta be like that? Insanely rude, right? Next thing, never paid for a goddamn thing. Ever. You know? Literally, we would be going to Tim's and she would have like a $2 ice cap or $3 ice cap and she'd be like, can you just cover me and I'll e-transfer you right after? Did I get an e-transfer? No. But am I gonna be like, bitch, you owe me $3, give me my money? I'm also, no. Because that's not like, I'm not like that. If it's $2, whatever. But you know what? It kind of adds up over time. And mind you, in our friend group, we have car etiquette in the sense that whoever drives the passenger offers to pay. Now, obviously, I would never accept that, but it's just a common courtesy thing, you know? Like, did she ever offer that? No. Did she care? No. Anything like that? No. And the thing that irked me the most about it is she was like a TikTok influencer, right? Don't get me wrong, that's valid. She made money, get that back. But it becomes an issue when you're making fun of me and at the time a different friend for working at, mind you, I was a manager at McDonald's, so she was making fun of me. She would make fun of me for working at McDonald's because she's like, I make your whole paycheck in like one video. And you know what? I'm like, okay. And I'm like, and behind her, not behind her back, but I say like, if you made my whole paycheck in a video, why am I buying your fucking ice caps? Whatever, right? But I think that's just so insensitive to say to someone because that's why I respect a dollar because I had to work so hard for money for all this and it's not like I needed to, but I wanted to. Because you know what? I had a sense of responsibility that's like, if I want these nice things, if I want to be able to afford anything, I should work for it. I should not force my parents to pay for it. And you know what? Although it's yeah, it's not the greatest job, but I was proud. I became a manager at like 16, 17 years old, which is very hard to do for most people who are older. So I was proud. And you know what? At the end of the day, I didn't care about it. She could say whatever she wanted, but I'm like, I'm working hard for my money, so I have respect for myself, right? And that irked my other friend the wrong way too, because she was like, why would you say that? Like, we work just as hard for our money. Like, to put us down because we're not, like, posting, like, fashion videos is insane, right? But whatever. Another thing that irked me was that, Oh my god, I had something else in my head. But oh, I think this is like one of the last things. She was like a wannabe elitist. She would try to flex on all of us, all this shit she was getting, and at the end of the day, we just did not give a fuck. Like, cause like, I'm not even trying to be rude, but we had the same things are better. So to flex it on us, stupid. She would try to flex like Dior makeup products or her perfumes, and I'm like, babes, I got three of the same thing you're flexing right now. Like, it does not affect me. She would try to flex that she got a brand new Tesla. Mind you, she didn't. Her older sister got a brand new Tesla, but she was telling everyone that was her car. And we were all like, oh my god, congratulations, whatever, right? But we are like, um, you're like, we're not trying to be mean, but we drive cars that are more expensive than your Tesla, so it's kind of whatever. And I hate Teslas personally. I don't like the body look or anything like that. So, personal preference, but I'm like, whatever. She wants to be happy by doing all this. She can be happy. Oh, yeah. Another thing, this is like the last thing, and this is like one of the times where I literally am like, what the fuck? This girl is not a real human. Because, okay, very near and dear to my heart is the issue currently happening in Palestine and Gaza, like the literal massacre that's happening. And this girl posted a TikTok with the Starbucks cup in it. And basically, in her comments or whatever, people were arguing over it because she's like, why are you still supporting Starbucks? You know what they're doing, all this and that. And she's like, oh my god, I had no idea, blah, blah, whatever, right? But then she came to me, and in that same breath, being like, I had no idea, blah, blah, was like, look at these guy people, because of the Palestine versus, like, you know, whatever conflict happening, I'm getting so much clout. Like, at that point, it doesn't matter what fucking side you're on. It's like the fact that people are fucking dying. There's a literal war, and you're making jokes about it because you're getting clout. I literally have to take a step back. I literally am like, I'm sorry, what did you say? And she's like, oh, no, no, no. I'm like, that's insane. Like, literally in fucking insane. Clinical. Psychotic. Because how? I literally, it hurts me to say that because I cringe so hard every time, right? I have to bring up that story. But that's the truth. That's the type of person that she was. Evil. Literally. Like, whatever, right? And you know what? I understand it. You know, I work at Starbucks, which I really do hate. But again, the job market here is so rough. This is the only job I could get. But it's one thing to like, I can't even like talk about it because it honestly, like, it hurts me so much. Like, so I'm gonna skip over it. I'm gonna let you guys sit with that piece of knowledge. But whatever, right? So at that point, after all this shit had been adding up, she's also treating the girls like shit. She's treating one of the guys she didn't find attractive like shit. We kind of need to talk to her, but basically, so much shit happened at the end that we didn't get a chance because she decided to be fake, and it just didn't end up working out. Because basically, we were sitting in my car, and these two other girls were sitting there because they were kind of friends. And me, Blondie, and then the guy she treated like shit, we never said one foul thing about her. I want to point that out right now. We didn't say a single foul thing. We were just like, we love her so much. We want this to work out. It's just she's kind of treating us bad. And we were talking about that. And we're like, okay, we're going to sit down with her. We're going to talk her through it. We're going to explain how we feel. And we're going to work this out, right? We're going to sit down, talk, and sort everything out. These two girls went to her and said we were shit talking her. And mind you, sorry. Oh. Okay. Mind you, these two girls are known for being dropped by almost everyone because they were pieces of shit and will lie. But we were just trying to be nice, right? Because that's one thing. It's like, if they would hang out around us, we're like, okay, that's fine. But basically, they said that to her. She calls me, and mind you, I'm at work. I'm not allowed to leave my, like, the floor. And I leave to go into her call because she seems so worried. And she calls me, she's like, hey, Z, like, this is what these two girls saying. Is everything okay with, like, the friend group and all that? And that moment, I'm like, Honestly, I explained it to him like we have some issues with how you're treating us, and honestly, we think you're oblivious to it just because of the fact that you just simply don't know. But we do have issues. We want to talk through it. There's nothing wrong. We didn't say anything bad about you. We just communicate some issues we need to talk through. She's like, okay, thank God, whatever, right? Then 2 days later, she calls me again. She's like, I don't know. Like, I kind of believe these other girls more. And I'm like, um, I don't know why you would. I've been your friend throughout all of high school, 4 years, and I'm telling you the truth. Like, I literally have nothing bad to say about you. We're best friends. We have been for like ever. None of the girls in the group are saying anything bad about you. Literally, we just want to talk this through. And she goes, okay. And I'm literally giving her warning. I'm like, I do want you to know. You know that these two girls were dropped from almost every friend group for stirring up shit. So just please be careful, right? Basically the next day she wanted to make amends with the group. So we all had the same lunch at fourth period, but on second period, my twin, boy number two, and her had the same lunch, so they usually hang out. And mind you, this is the day we're supposed to make amends. We dropped the other two girls that told her we were talking shit because we're like, we're not having that. If you're gonna lie about us, insane, clinical, so disrespectful. Get the fuck out. We gave you a chance. Bye bye. You ruined it, right? And so it's been known we dropped these girls. But basically, she invited them to hang out with them, knowing that my twin sister would not hang out with them because we dropped them. We're not gonna hang out with people that like disrespected us, right? So basically, she was like, you know what? My twin's like, I'm not having lunch with them. That's so rude. Boy two says, oh, okay, bye, and ditches her. They all ditched my twin sister on her lunch. Mind you, I wasn't at school that day because I wasn't feeling well, but I'm like, I hear about it because basically I had woken up, I was feeling better. I had went through my phone. My whole group is texting me about what happened. I'm like, oh hell to the motherfucking no. So basically I sent her a whole paragraph. I wish I had it, but I lost like all my photos. Basically I'm like, you're honestly the worst friend I've ever had. You say you want to make amends, but you're just a lying, conniving bitch. You're a pick me, all this shit. You're a pick me and still didn't get picked. And I'm like, 4 years down the fucking drain. How dare you attempt to be rude to my twin sister and think we're gonna be friends? You're a fucking bitch, right? And I send that and then I block her on everything because I'm like, I don't want to hear you stupid fucking conniving words, you lying bitch. If I could say worse, I probably did. Or I probably would. Um, by worse I mean like a C word and shit like that. But anyways, whatever, right? And then basically, I call boy number two. I'm like, why would you leave my twin sister alone at lunch by herself? That's insane. You left her alone for some other girls. What about your friendship of like 3 years? Why would you do that? He just starts yelling at me over the phone and then hangs up. And I'm like, well, that was productive, wasn't it? Right? No. And then basically in the group chat we all had, Brittany comes in cussing everyone out. She's like, Z, you're such a bitch. Fuck you. 4 years on the drain. Blah blah blah. And I'm like, you're the one who threw it out. Mind you, I'm not cussing. I'm not swearing. I'm being collective cool because we're in a group setting. Basically, it's a group chat, but like same thing. We're in a group setting. I'm not gonna act like a psycho. Um, and yeah, she decided that's how she wanted to act. Boy number two was coming at me, being like, "You're so childish by the way you act, honey." Everyone, literally everyone in that group goes, "How is she childish? Your girl you're defending came in cussing at all of us." Like what? And then basically as a group we collectively decided to drop him as well because we're like, we're not gonna have someone in here who's gonna put his like sexual needs over friends because it's insane. um so yeah, and by sexual needs, not Brittany, but the girl we dropped, the two, one of them, he wanted to fuck her, and that's why he sided with them. And yeah, but whatever. So that's why we stopped talking. And you know what? I do blame it on the fact that she was insecure AF, wanted male attention and wasn't getting it, and all of that. And you know what I say to that? Fuck you, bitch. And people are like, oh, you're still mad about it. Yeah, I am still mad about it. I have 4 years to be mad about this, because that's 4 years of my life I wasted on someone. That's hundreds of dollars I wasted on someone. That's hours among hours I will never get back defending someone, putting someone above everyone, treating them like family, letting them in my home, letting them take my shit, all of this, for her to throw it out because she wanted to be rude to my family. So let's make that very clear. I am mad about it, and I have 4 years to be mad about it because how much time I fucking lost on it. Anyways, that is basically why globes can be bad, because your friends' personalities will change along with their face. And you know what? At the end of the day, you kind of gotta roll with the punches. You're gonna meet so many people in life that even if you lose two to three, I promise you'll find someone else, you know? I did lose her, but that year I gained many other amazing friends. So pick and choose your battles. You win some, you lose some. Honestly hope that she learns from her mistakes. I hope she stops becoming boy crazy, because that's literally a plague these days. And yeah, that's like my first ever Tea Time Thursday. And I know it kind of got off topic because we were mainly talking about glow ups, but I swear they go in together. And I wanted to give you guys like real life examples of the change you will see, because we were besties. We were like this up until grade 12. And then she changed. But that's life. People will change. Is it a sense of like also she was maturing? Yeah. Did she want male validation everywhere? Yeah. Did she get it? No. Whew. I don't know what to do. But yeah. Anyways, if you do have friends going through a glow up, number one thing is, yes, be supportive. You know, I always had the thing that I need to stick with my friend the most, because this is so much change is happening. And you know, you want to be there for them. You truthfully do. You know, this is your ride or die. You went through the same issues that they're going to be going through now. So yes, stay with them, be there, be a pillar, be support. So like, you know what, talk them through, give them someone they can confide in, explain to them like how mistakes are just temporary and they will be fixed. Explain that they do not need to give everyone who gives them attention back. Just support them, but don't let them walk all over you. You know, just because they have newfound confidence does not mean they can treat you like shit. Honestly, no one can treat you like shit. That's not fair to you, Pookie. Put yourself first sometimes, okay? But yeah, that was my first ever Tea Time Thursday. Hold up. Let me grab the book, because I have some other ideas, and I kind of want you guys to vote in the comments or tell me what you think the next one should be about. Because we just did the glow up story, I can cross that one out. I have two other ones that are at the top of my list right now, which is internet hate and how it's become so normalized. That is a very heavy and loaded topic, and the title itself is not going to do it justice, honestly. So if you want to know more about that, vote for that one. And the next one is shitty dating shows, which I love because I love watching them, but they are shitty for a reason, and I want to talk about why they are. So yeah, I love all of you. If you have any other ideas, or if you hear me talking about any other stories on my Twitch channel that you want to know more about, please let me know. I hope you guys liked the video. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you did and you want more. And this will be an ongoing segment. I might actually post this Tuesday because I've been so late to Tea Time Thursdays, and there's some other videos I want to get out beforehand. Like, I'm planning to do a makeup empties video, a Sephora haul, a $1,000 Sephora haul, by the way, and then also a gaming video. I'm going to do my first ever Overwatch video, hopefully by either the end of this week or next week. So, I hope y'all enjoyed. Bye!